So we're going to talk about that. First, we're going to start, though, with the rant of the week. I was initially going to talk about LeBron and Stephen A., but then I saw something on Twitter just a few minutes ago that made me change my plans for the rant. Saw something from Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McVay, which I'm going to sound off about. I saw it on Twitter. I'm going to share it with you guys. So let's check it out. So here we go. We're going to listen to what Sean McVay had to say. This was from Elliott Shore Parks. This is about the Tush Push. It's a 38-second clip. I'm going to share it and react. Okay, so that was Sean McVay talking about the Tush Push. You heard what he said. It's only a 38-second clip. There wasn't much to comprehend from it. All he said we got out of it was the force. The force could be dangerous. The force could be dangerous with the Tush Push. First off, number one, there's absolutely no proof that the Tush Push could lead to long-term injuries. Let's start with this. Everybody listening to this, Eagles fans especially, how many injuries, either the Eagles players or opposing defensive players, have come from the Tush Push? How many major injuries, how many Theismann, Alex Smith type injuries have come from it? Exactly. Name me, try to remember one serious injury that came from the Tush Push. One, to a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, quarterback. Exactly. So don't give me that crap about player safety. Trust me, there are hits that occur on a regular basis in football that are more dangerous, that could more likely to cause injury than the Tush Push is, okay? So don't give me that right there. There's absolutely nothing that backs up the claim that it's a dangerous play. That's just a cop-out in code for we want to ban it because we can't stop it. And furthermore, you got Sean McVay, who's only seen the Eagles one time since they started doing the Tush Push. And that was around Thanksgiving weekend 2023. He's not talking about the Tush Push, talking about how it's bad. Sean McVay, all I'm going to say to you is, number one, worry about your own team. Worry about the fact that every single year you're hyped up as contenders in the AFC, and every single year you fall short in the playoffs. Since 2020, which is when your contention window started, you've been eliminated in the playoffs all but one season by the Kansas City Chiefs. The other season you did get eliminated was by the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe worry about the fact that you can't beat Kansas City in the playoffs, that they always have your number one way or another. You always play close games against them but can't win. Maybe worry more about that than you are the Eagles, who, since 2020, have made the playoffs 4 out of 5 times, have had a winning record all but one season, have made 2 Super Bowls, and have a Super Bowl victory that just happened recently, and you're worried about the Tush Push coming from them when your team hasn't sniffed the Super Bowl since long before you were a coach. And you're worried about the Tush Push? Sean McVay, it seems like sour grapes over the fact that your team can't even make a Super Bowl, let alone win one, and that you can't beat Kansas City when it matters most. Let's face it, that regular season win in 2024 ultimately didn't matter come AFC Championship game when they beat your team again and set the stages for us to manhandle them in the Super Bowl. And you're worried about the Tush Push? To me, that makes no sense. Why is a coach who's struggling to get his team to win the big games in the playoffs worried about the Tush Push coming from a team that just won the Super Bowl? Why are you worried about that? If anything, Sean McVay should be trying to figure out what does he should be spending the whole offseason figuring out, what do I have to do to get this team to a Super Bowl, let alone win one? Especially considering you've had numerous opportunities in recent years and can't seem to win in the playoffs to even get to a Super Bowl, let alone win one, and y'all worried about the Tush Push. I mean, the Packers, I said they were being crybabies about it, and now Sean McVay, dude, I don't even know why y'all worried about the Tush Push. We've only played the Bills one time since then. One time. And y'all worried about the tush push? That's not your team's biggest issue. Your team's biggest issue is the playoffs, particularly the Kansas City Chiefs, and y'all worried about the tush push. Like, it's a joke right now to me that this guy's wasting his time talking about the Eagles and giving completely ludicrous and illiterate stance on it. He's kind of hinted the idea that it could lead to injuries, which is completely invalid. Because again, look at the tush push's history. Name me one serious injury that has come from it to any player on offense or defense when the plays ran. I don't remember one, and I'm sure most of you guys listening can't think of one either. So the point I'm getting at is, number one, he shouldn't even be talking about it. Number two, there's nothing to back up his stance as a fact. It's all invalid. I mean, so that's my rant right there. Sean McVay's comments are a joke. You shouldn't even be talking about the Eagles because, number one, you got more important things to worry about. Number two, your points are invalid. So I'll end it at there. There's my rant of the week.